Good evening and welcome to the Mancunian Way. We are back live. We weren't going to do this, but I thought, you know what? We'll do it because I've got a bit of news on Friday as well. That's why I'm doing this tonight as well. Hopefully, Pat's going to join us a bit shortly. Oh, speaking of that, he's with us. Morning, mate.
Hello, Martin. Hello, everyone out there. Hope we're all doing well. You good, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Just say a few hellos. Ethan Sikasaka now. How was he won PFA? Now Haaland should have won both. Young and, well, he's won one. Hope all well. Haaland won the main PFA player of the year. He just gave the exact leg. You can't have City winning everything. So big up to Erling Braut Haaland for winning the PFA Player of the Year award. Zinchenko, I still don't get how he said Partey's better than Fernandinho and Rodri because he's a numpter. Everyone's going mad about these. Interesting. Going mad about this PFA thing. Thought Ethan's favourite player was Brony, but he's gone out on loan as well. He has. Hello, treble winners. Very nice to see 5 City players winning the PFA award. It is. Well done, George Murray Jones tonight in the Papa John's. I will go through them as well. City have played in the Papa John's trophy today as well tonight. I'll go through that as well. Anyway, how are you, mate?
Not too bad. Slowly getting rid of this man flu. You know, just I think I'm probably sick because we're not playing every 3 days, mate. This 7-day gap between matches is just driving me insane. So, yeah, looking forward to get the cup draws up and running, and then once this bloody international break's going, then I can start enjoying my football a bit more regularly.
Jack Lee said good riddance, Cancelo. Very nice, but yes, good riddance. Not tonight. Not too bad, thanks. No, it's home time tonight with the extra stream. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's any comments where you're not. But by the way, keep talking about it as well. That would be really good. Alex Crook from Talkshire as well behind the Nunes news. Yeah, we'll get on to the Nunes news. That's why we're here, because we are virtually at D-Day for MATHIEUS Nunes. Literally, D-Day is tomorrow. So we'll see what all the reports are saying. Nunes going to be a gem for us, propaganda replacement. Has he signed? We agreed a fee. Have I missed something?
Not yet.
Are people like, have I missed something while I've gone live?
Don't ask me, mate. I've been watching the back of my eyelids for the last 9 hours.
Because I don't think we have agreed anything.
Has Tommy said anything?
Yeah. He said it was basically we're at D-Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just have a look.
Which is the right way to do it, I think. You don't want your D-Day to be actual D-Day.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of positive news, but I had a chat with a Wolves fan earlier to see what their side of it was. Saka was undeserving. Everyone's going mad about Saka winning the young one. Hello, Hong. How are you, mate? Hope you are well. I don't agree with Nunes throwing his ties out of the pram. We'll get onto that as well. Yeah. I thought D-Day's Friday. No, City will want that done long before Friday, mate. No, deadline day's Friday. I mean D-Day as in it's D-Day tomorrow for the Nunes deal. It will be tomorrow or nothing, in my honest opinion. But we'll see. Anyway, Pat, quick few things. João Cancelo gone. Deal agreed. Paper's been exchanged, or in the matter of. João Cancelo loaned to Barcelona with the option to buy, not an obligation. You all right with that?
Yeah, I think most of us would agree that we're not, when it comes to João Cancelo, I don't think we're too concerned about the transfer fee as long as we're just getting that toxicity, that poison out of the clubhouse, which was evident last season. So for me, I'm okay with it. In a perfect world, yeah, I would have loved to have had it been an obligation to buy it rather than an option. Particularly if you believe what they're saying about what what could possibly be in his contract. They're saying he has to play 70% of Barcelona's season, and or Barca have to make the round of 16 of the Champions League for it to come into effect or something. So I think, look, at the end of the day, for me, it's just like, look, let him go elsewhere and, hone his craft in that. But I don't want that toxicity diva sort of treading on Jack Grealish's toes, sort of play that, we heard about, we all heard about during last season. And, obviously it came out, it was the right decision because we went on and won the treble. So, I did also read somewhere too that apparently a couple of one Saudi club in particular was pushing really hard for Cancelo, and they were willing to pay him, but the transfer fee was meant to be about £40 million, and they were going to pay him about £40 million a year. So for me, I'm like, okay, it's a little bit disappointed we didn't get a bit more money in the coffers for that one. But again, I'm happy to keep that toxicity, keep that poison away from the clubhouse. It's just,
I think
there's a reason why that guy's never done more than 2 or 3 seasons at a club.
I think the fee's only around about 25 million quid. I don't think it's a huge amount of money. They will obviously be paying some form of loan fee. I don't know what that is. There will be a loan fee involved, which is money in the coffers, I presume. Shaw thinks it's going to be the same with. I mean, that could be the issue. We might end up with Cancelo just coming back, going on loan, coming back, going on loan, going back, going on loan.
Yep.
And, this is the problem you're in.
And not that too, I think, too, with Barcelona, it's if we see the whole, with his contract, like he only plays 70% of the season, or they don't make the round of 16 and that, then I think that's pretty much a good marker to suggest where Barcelona are financially going into the next summer transfer window as well. Because if they're not in a position where they can buy the guy, then I think he's just gonna keep yo-yoing back and forth between us and other clubs every summer.
Touch strong, Jack. He's still a human being, mate. Just because he's not a great footballer, still a human being. We don't know what's going on emotionally with him. I don't wish him any hate in his life, full stop.
Well, Cancelo, the feet are great, the head isn't.
Yeah.
What goes on up there isn't,
He was still a good footballer, but he's got some emotional problems, clearly. Which is, I don't wish anything bad on him. I wish him all the luck and thank you for when he did play for us well. I'm not going to come on here and slate him and say, did I want him to play for the club again? No. But didn't mean I want him to go and have a horrible life, if you know what I mean. No, Jack, it's your opinion, mate. Don't worry about it. I just think he's one of them players that has emotional issues. He's a very emotional person. Some human beings are emotional. But anyway, we wish him all the best. Right. Before we move on to the main event, Manchester City did get through in the EFL trophy, not trophy, what used to be the EFL trophy, which used to be the St.
Johnson's paint trophy,
auto windscreen St. John's trophy. Yeah. I know it's had that many bloody names down the years. The one where we played Mansfield and got 3,001 fans in a main road. That one. We've only ever played in it once with the first team, but obviously we're now playing with it with our EDS squad. Goes down into it now. And they did win tonight at Grimsby Town 4-2 on penalties. Will Dixon and Joel Ndala both scored their first goals of the season to give a commanding and deserved lead at the break. But our task of an opening tournament success was made harder when City were reduced to 10 men when Jarmai Simpson Puzzi was sent off in the closing stages of the first half. They did manage to draw it back to 2-2, which went 2 penalties. And obviously City pulled it. Now, City did line up with Muddy Jones, Samuel Simpson, Puzza, Alain, Galzi Suoso, Obavadio, I'm butchering these names, Alpha Rupert, Hamilton, who was captain, and Heskey came on, and Darla, Dixon, and Lawrence. So City obviously went to there. The EDS will then play at Newcastle United on Saturday the 2nd with the kickoff schedule at 1. They will be away. So big up to the EDS lads for getting through in the EFL trophy tonight. 4-2 on penalties, 2-2 after full time. The League Cup second round was played tonight. The North section was Bolton Wanderers got beat at home by Middlesbrough 3-1. Port Vale and Crew battled in a 0-0 draw. Port Vale won 2-0 on penalties. Sheffield Wednesday and Mansfield Town drew 1 each. Mansfield Town go through 5-4 on penalties. Stoke City hammered Rotherham United 6-1 this evening. Tranmere Rovers got beat 2-0 at Prenton Park. I don't know if it's still called Prenton Park anymore. By Leicester City 2-0. Wolves smacked Blackpool 5-0. There was no Nunes in the squad tonight. That was something that came out earlier on. There was no Nunes at all tonight. He is literally down tools, gone on strike, but we'll get into that as we're going along. Wrexham and Bradford played out a 1-1 draw. Bradford won 4-3 on penalties. Salford City and Leeds United played out a 1-1 draw, with Salford winning 9-8 on penalties. We then go into the southern section of the second round. Swansea got beat at home at the Liberty Stadium by Bournemouth 3-2. Cardiff City go through, winning 3-1 at St Andrews. Bristol City got beat 1-0 by Norwich. Exeter and Stevenage battled out in a 1-1 draw. Exeter won 5-3 on penalties. The big surprise is Fulham won, Tottenham won. Fulham go through 5-3 on penalties. Tottenham's chase for the first trophy in a long time carries on. They are out of the League Cup. That is the huge shock tonight.
Laughing at Spurs, not laughing at Big Ange.
Yeah. Mate, Spurs are crap. No, they're not doing too bad in the league. I'll give it that. Luton beat Gillingham 3-2 at Kenilworth Road. Finally got their first home game of the season. Newport and Brentford battled to a 1-1 in South Wales, Newport? Yeah, I'm sure it is. Brentford 3-0 on penalties. Plymouth Argyle got beat at home 4-2 by Palace. Portsmouth Peterborough 1-1. Peterborough go through 5-4 on penalties. Wickham 0, Sutton United 1. And finally, Reading 2, Ipswich 2, with Ipswich going through on penalties. So the biggest surprise of the whole evening is quite clearly Tottenham going bye-bye. So there we go. Anyway, let's get into the main thing while we're here. Matthias Nunes. This is now becoming a saga. A big saga now. Manchester City have made their opening bid. It was roughly around 47 million quid. Now, obviously, they only bought him for about 37 million quid, so they were never going to accept that. We've then gone back in with a second bid of around approaching 60 million with add-ons. So I think it was like 55. We went in with add-ons. That got rejected as well. They are currently still in talks. They've gone back with a new bid now of nearly 60 plus. McAtee on loan is the rumours. But Wolves are standing firm. Nunes has gone on strike. Has literally not been in training for 3 days now. Where are you at with all this?
I suppose most people would have the argument and say, well, you know, this should have been done earlier in the transfer window. And probably they're right. But I think given other things that were happening around the club, I think we were kind of forced in a way to do our transfer business a little bit later. Martin, you've alluded to that. I think the big factor in the reason why we're doing our transfer so late on is because of the just because I think Jude Bellingham and them, you know, took us and a few clubs on for a bit of a ride.
I've had that confirmed today, by the way. I've had that confirmed. They literally did think Bellingham was in the door.
Hmm. And you can see it too, because I think a few of the other clubs that were interested in him as well too, they're feeling the effects of trying to get late transfers through the door as well too. Liverpool still trying to find a decent midfielder or two besides Endo from Stuttgart. Bayern Munich, they're still running around trying to get a right back because Pavard's out the door. So we're not the only ones that are feeling the effects of trying to get things, you know, trying to basically Christmas Eve shopping now. You know, while everybody's got theirs done in late November.
I love that analogy. Christmas Eve shopping.
Yeah, we're all Christmas Eve shopping at the moment, and it's something that we're not used to. So I think that's something for us that, people are going to hit the panic button a bit sooner, a bit sooner than we, other teams may do. So I think cooler heads will prevail, and I think we will eventually get this done. But I think the smart thing is what you alluded to before, is if City are not going to make their D-Day actual D-Day. It's not going to be 11 p.m. on a Friday, UK time. It'll be less than 24 hours from when we're talking now.
From what Tommy has said and a few others have said, this will be done. Either way, this will be sorted out by tomorrow lunchtime. City have a walk, or it gets agreed.
Yeah.
What's your gut telling you?
I think it'll get done. I wonder if...
I'm 50-50 with it. I really am.
Yeah, if to be honest with you, probably that long pause suggested that if I said yes, I'm probably about maybe 70%, maybe 65% towards getting him. I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because there's talk of saying, Wolves just selling to us because they had FFP, but now from what we hear, the selling of what's his name, Ruben Neves to Saudi Arabia actually cleared their books quite a lot. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say a very pensive yes, or very apprehensive yes. So we'll have to wait and see.
Sorry, I was just reading that about Jamal Lascelles. Wow.
What's that?
Okay. He's been having a bit of a punchy fisticuff with some fans.
What?
Like proper fight. Didn't even know that.
What?
That's mad. That is mad. By the way, also congratulations to the team of the year for Kevin De Bruyne, Ruben Diaz, Haaland, Rodri, and Johnny Stones. 5 players in the PFA team of the year. Big up to them. Do you know what it is? I don't know how I feel. Like Lenny says here, Nunes should never have gone on strike. Don't know how I feel about it. I've read today some fans saying Pep needs to pull the plug when he did that. Mahrez did it. And he did. By the way, can I just say, when Mahrez did this, he did not get his move.
No.
So don't think
because Leicester didn't back down. Leicester didn't back down from the £90 million.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And he went after he went the next window.
Yep.
Nunes, this may be the one and only chance Nunes gets. I'm not sure we go back afterwards if this is done. And the thing is, Pat, we need someone. And I don't know where we go.
Look at it,
Nunes.
Look at it this way. It's such a damn shame that Paquetá has this. We'll go back to Lucas Paquetá with obviously this.
That was agreed as well.
So-called betting scandal as well too. But one thing we remember was that even though his head was turned by Manchester City, he still kept training with West Ham. That is a big difference to me in terms of the quality of not just the quality of player, but the quality of person as well. And it's just such a damn shame that he has these charges because he'd already be through the door. We wouldn't have anything to worry about. And I don't know. You look at it this way. It's like, okay, they're saying any discussions with Paquetá now, it all has to go through the FA. It doesn't go through West Ham because he's under investigation. If he was to be cleared by the January transfer window and we decide to pull the plug on Nunes and don't sign anybody, do you think we could get him? Do you think we might sign him in January?
No.
I know we're not known for January signings, but they've certainly had their fair share of players come through the door anyway, with Kudus and Emerson. What's his name? The Mexican guy. He came from, I think, did he come from Ajax as well? Yeah, him too. And then obviously James Ward-Prowse. So they've got their numbers through the door.
Well, there's a
And
poll
West
now
Ham and
going on the channel.
West Ham were ready to sell. West Ham were ready to sell, as you said. Pretty much, the only thing that was missing
We'd
was
agreed
on
the
the
fake
paper.
85
Yeah.
million was agreed. We
Yep.
were all agreed, done, going on our holidays, and it was all done, dusted. There's now a poll on the channel. Do you think we will sign Nunes? Yes or no? Wasn't that Shemaine? Cade, what it came out was we went back with another bid of 60 plus McAtee on loan, which tells you that second bid was kind of told. The thing is, I was talking to, like I said, the Wolves fan today. He's got a 5-year deal. He is their main guy.
Mm.
We're not talking a squad player. He is their main player. He was man of the match against United. He's their creator. He's everything about them. He was awesome in pre-season from what I've heard and read today. They bought him 12 months ago for 37 million. He signed a 5-year deal. So he's not got 2 or 3 years left. He's got 5 years left. I'm not sure 60 gets him out the door. I really don't. And City ain't going to go up. So either Wolves have to bite. Because here's the thing, as a Wolves fan said to me, what do we do? Where do we get our replacement in 3 days? Because if we get 60 million in, anyone we go for is going to be 60 million.
Yeah.
You got to think the knock-on effect back the other way.
Yep.
Wolves are not sat there just going to do City a favour. The trouble is, if City walk, where do we walk to? Because then we're seriously Christmas Eve shopping. And this comes to me, and I'll come back to comments. There's 3 issues here that I think City have come in unexpected. The Bellingham deal, I think they thought was done. I don't know. You know, they got played on that, clearly.
Along with a few other clubs.
Ilkay Gundogan. I think they genuinely thought he was staying. Because you remember, we did a show weeks ago saying they need to put a deadline on that. We were still going 2 weeks, a week after the Champions League final, still unsure of what was going on. We were at the parade, Pat. The rumour was he was signing. Everyone was coming out for Fabrizio. Everyone, it's looking like he's going to stay. And then he went. Then there was the Declan Rice thing. I've City been a bit naive this window. And I don't mean to have a go at the club because I'm not trying to have a go at the club. Have we been naive and taking people at their word?
It's a big call to make. I mean, the problem is that our nature in signings is we don't get things done quickly. We do like to take our time with it. And, you know, this season past is the deepest we've ever gone into a season. You know, we've never played as far as June 10th into a season. So there's a lot of teams out there that are already making a fair bit of business before they'd even called full time in Istanbul. So, you know, you talked about after the Sheffield game saying we're 2 weeks behind other clubs in terms of match fitness. Well, I think we're about 2 or 3 weeks behind other clubs in terms of transfer business. So that combined with our nature, the nature and we do like to take our time with transfer business as well too. I don't know if obviously going as far as we did in the season and then obviously having players leave, I think it might have forced our hand to actually make to take our business a bit later in the window than we normally do, than what we do habitually, you know, in previous summers. So I don't know. I mean, as I said, I don't like the whole idea of Christmas Eve shopping because it's something that is
very uncity-like.
It's very uncity-like, something we're not used to, and for that reason, again, I think it forces us as fans to hit the panic button a little bit. But I mean, we've dealt in a way. If you want to look at it, we have been dealt a little bit of a bad hand because again, the whole Bellingham saga went on longer than we wanted it to for no positive outcome. you know, Gvardiol was never going to be easy anyway because you're trying to pry away a club's one of the top defenders in Europe.
By the way, that nearly went belly up.
Thank you, Fabrizio. And
this is what I mean. So, are we trying to be too cute in the market? And listen, this is not me panicking. I'm not panicking. I don't do the panicking bit because I know people will panic. I know if Nunes, we walk away from Nunes, the shitstorm will kick off in this fan base. I am 1000% certain it will happen. It kicks off when we're 0-0 at half time. If fans have to sit there and go with McAtee and Palmer, my God, they'll have a shitstorm about it. Kane didn't really go on strike because Kane came out and said he'd had permission to do that. So, did he go on strike? That's the thing, Spencer Mark. You ask Harry Kane, he said he never went on strike. Nunes has literally gone on strike. Nunes has gone, I'm not doing it. See ya. This is the difference. Nunes has publicly done this. They are still in FFP peril, but the issue, what he don't like said earlier, is who do they replace him with? He is their main guy. It's like us selling Haaland and not having Alvarez as a backup. Where do we go? The Nunes is their number one guy, and they've literally got no one. They've got a young kid called Traore they brought in. They've got who else? They've sold Adama Traore. He's now at Fulham. This is what I mean. Fulham still needs players as well. Alvarez what? Was number 10?
I think he's talking about who I mentioned before for West Ham, that Edson Alvarez.
Oh yeah. Alvarez who signed from
Yeah.
It is a once in a lifetime opportunity. He's doing everything he can. Is he doing it the right way? Some will say yes, some will say no. By the way, City have not told him to go on strike. There is no City who told anyone to go on strike. What the F is happening to Phillips? It's embarrassing. This is my issue as well. You don't get Nunes. You can't double back and go back to Phillips and go, "Hi, mate, want to come and play?" When you spent all summer telling him to leave to a new pasture, and now you're going to backtrack and have Phillips as your backup. Huh? I was gonna get your opinion on that, but he's like, got all quiet.
Sorry, mate. That's Peruvian flu for you. Now look, I don't know. I mean,
separate deal, that Cade. That'll be a separate deal.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so grey zone about everything because again, we've never been in this position before. But if there's one positive I can spin on it is, I mean, you did say, we mentioned before, we've had a couple of summer transfer windows in the last, in the Pep era, where all of a sudden we've just had this sort of signing come out of nowhere. Ruben Diaz came from basically nothing because we were too busy looking at other players. Manuel Akanji came in out of nowhere too because it was like he was sort of out of favour with Borussia Dortmund. City are shrewd with their business because they know that a lot of the time when they're all, parading, we're trying to get this big signing. You don't know about the 3 or 4 others that they're consulting in the background as well too, because they're because again, they're very shrewd. They don't seem to, or the Fabrizios of the world and the David Ornsteins and Jack Orns, they don't catch up on those stories necessarily from time to time. So I wonder if with this Nunes saga, if something were to happen, overnight or in the next 24 hours, then within a few hours after that, they could say, "Oh, by the way, so and so plays on a private jet on his way over here now," and catch everyone off guard. So,
you're going to get that anyway, Pat. Trust me now. Thursday, Friday, you're going to get so many fake reports walking out the door that'll get every fan rolling.
No, but what I'm saying is that we've had that happen before, and it's actually ended up being true. Ruben Diaz, perfect example.
Yeah, not
because
this.
That whole no, Ruben was very late. It was into September because they extended the transfer window due to COVID. He came in at around about September.
I know Akanji came late. Yeah, but what I mean is, listen, I'm not, like I said, I'm not panicking. By the way, Jimmy Grimble, Slightly different because we went back for Mahrez. Mahrez went on strike and didn't get his move. We went the next window, if you remember. We got him in summer. So Mahrez had to go back to Leicester for 6 months or so and play football. So slightly different. And I don't think they go back for Nunes. I think we'll go for Eze. Eze's no. Eze, you're looking at 80, 90 million quid. And again,
because of what happened with Nunes, I think Eze will be over 100 million now.
Yeah, but what do you do? What you got to think of, Sean, is the selling club. I don't mean naive as in a bad thing. I mean, I think they've taken some people's word. Hello, Ed. Elliot doesn't think naive. No, and again, listen, I'm not having a go at the club. I just think there's a number of factors in play here. Because listen, I'm totally happy to go with what we've got right now. Because I've always said I'm not sat here going, we must win this, we must win that, we must do this, we must do that. If we have to sit on it for 6 months, we sit on it for 6 months. That's just what we're going to have to do. There's no point in throwing toys out the pram because it ain't going to change anything. Sitting there throwing a toy out of a pram isn't going to get players in the door. It isn't going to stop you supporting Manchester City. So this is why I don't never get the fans having a meltdown, because yes, it is what it is, but not going to change anything. That's all I'm saying. It won't change anything. We've tried and we've tried and we've tried. City have set prices for players. They will not go over their budget. And it's not, and yes, City could go out and do a Chelsea and spend 30 million over the top for everyone. If I had said to you, Pat, here's a question. If I had said to you, is 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, before Nunes had ever been mentioned, if I said to you, is Nunes worth 60, 70 million quid, what would you have said? And be totally honest with me right now.
I would have probably said close to that because
would you have?
I would have definitely said 50 or more, because when you think about it, he went to Wolves a year ago for 37, 40 million, something like that. It doesn't take much to play in this Premier League before everything skyrockets. You know, this is the Super League now. This is why most business with Premier League clubs are done between other Premier League clubs in terms of signing players. Also, too, you've got to factor in there, clubs will throw in an extra 10 million tax because it's Manchester City. We accept that. So, for me, you always got to add that in as well too. I from now on, any player that is on our radar, you obviously got to factor in whatever their valuation is based on transfer market or anything like that. You got to throw all that out the door, and then you got to add on the City tax, the Premier League tax.
Don't ever look.
There's always
You always look at
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that is the lowest of low ball figures.
No, but some people
and then
do.
You've got to add so much more on top of that. Yeah,
it's like Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips is probably worth about 5 million at the moment.
Yeah,
but we know he's not.
No,
you got to look at it. I mean, like Elliot's player, not naive. No point in spending for the sake of it. I mean, is it for the sake of it, Elliot? I'd say we do need a midfielder. I think we do, but I'm not going to chuck my toys out of the pram if it doesn't happen. It don't happen, it don't happen. We go with what we got. But do think we do need someone, because I think you're putting too much pressure onto Rodri. And then you're putting too much pressure on certain players. And then you've got the Calvin Phillips factor. Because I'm telling you now, that lad, if he has to play, the first mistake he makes, fans will destroy him. And that's not fair on the lad. Evening, Mark. We spent too long on Bellingham. So, all right. I think, Pardo, I think a lot of teams got played by Bellingham and his dad. I think Bellingham always knew where he was going. People are saying that. Get Camavinga. It's not that ain't that easy, Ethan. You can't just know names out.
Martin, when you think about it with Bellingham, you know he got played too, because when there was that whole Liverpool saga of them, willing to pay up to 80, 85 million. But then a month or two, 2 months after Bellingham goes to Real Madrid, Then all of a sudden they come in with that 11th hour out of nowhere bid for 110 million for Caicedo. So all of a sudden, already had one, mate. So we've already,
It's because you had your little zone out section and people like getting back off.
I didn't get a double shot. Yeah. Look. So for me, it was like, there's another piece of proof why I think the Bellingham family took a few clubs for a bit of a ride. Because if Liverpool is saying we can't afford what they're offering, but then all of a sudden had that money ready for Caicedo, it's like, well, hang on a sec, what's going on here? Funny
we were DC. We were in for him. There was other reasons why Rice didn't come. We were in for him. City don't just throw 80, 90 million pound bids around for fun of it. They were in for him. And they would have got him. If there was other reasons why City pulled out of that deal. It wasn't just money. Pep, as we all know, Pep had a conversation with Rice. Something in that conversation ended the deal. That's all I'm going to say. Something in that conversation ended the deal. I know that. I got told that weeks ago. Something in that conversation between Pep and Rice ended the deal out. So, yeah. Sometimes not everyone... You got to remember, not everyone thinks they can get into this City team and do well. Wolves are one of the 9 clubs that voted to kick us out of Europe. Maybe we walk from this one and digging the hills in. Nunes wants to come. Wolves need the money. Sell him for what City offer and go and get a replacement. Are you a Wolves fan, a City fan? I wish it was that easy.
To be honest with you, though, Martin, Wolves actually don't have a really difficult time recruiting the next sort of young talent from Portugal. Because from what I remember, I think Nunes, from when they showed interest to when he was pen on paper at Wolves, it was only a matter of a few days. From what I remember seeing, the business was done quite shrewd. It was done quite quickly. So for them, it's like if he was to leave, the next 24 hours, I don't see it being an issue with them tapping into the Portugal market and going for the next.
I'm way behind on comment. I do apologise. Ethan poses a really interesting question. Mm-hmm. People want Cancelo out for bad attitude. Why do you want Nunes?
But then we can say the same thing about Mahrez too.
Yeah.
Mahrez did that 6 months later. We're willing to let that slide. So
Elliot made a point earlier. It happens a lot more often than what we heard about. A lot more often than we heard about. We just don't always hear about it.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks everyone's sat there singing Kumbaya in a circle, all singing, eating small marshmallows. No, they're not.
With a peace pipe, yeah.
There are issues within a football club. You just don't always hear about them. If we will go and strike a wall and do it at City, not sort of profile. So did you not want Mahrez? Did you not want Kane? That's what I'm saying, John. Other players do it. What if Ducks back, Martin? If we can't get Nunes, we have no choice but to keep and play our youngsters. Hey, I'm happy with that, Mudder. The fan base won't be, though.
I'd love to see McAtee get a go, but
you can forget this treble talk. I just think some of the fan base will have to just knuckle up and deal with it. It is what it is. The answer was 3rd of October 20.
3rd of October, yeah, because they pushed that COVID transfer window was pushed out very, very, very late. Yeah,
it must. Yeah, but we had Mendes to play with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Mendes is probably a part of this as well because he likes to keep his players moving. Got to remember, and I said this months ago, an agent only gets money if they sign a new contract or they move. If a player stays at a club for their length of their contract and there's no improvements, no nothing, the agent gets diddly squat.
Yep.
Evening, Peter. How are you? I feel we've had a pretty decent window of 3 players signed so far. It's been okay. I wouldn't say. I think it's been okay. What if we spent 70 on him, Doyle 15, and Howard Bellis, and telling we spent 40 on him? City won't go to 70, mate. City won't go to 70 million. I think City have laid their hand down at 60 plus McAtee on loan.
70 steep. You can't doubling the price of nearly doubling the price of a player after one season in the league is very, very steep.
Good point. Maybe he's gone on strike because it's so late in the window. Maybe he thinks this is the only chance I get to go to City. Like I said, I don't think City go back in January for him.
Because if the rumours are true, then next summer is going to be all about trying to get Florian Wirtz for the door.
If we win nothing this season bar the Super Cup, then it's an embarrassment after last season. So every season we don't win the league, Sean, it's an embarrassment. We're not going to win the league for 10 years, mate, on the bounce. 20 years on the bounce.
This isn't the Bundesliga.
This is not the... Yeah, we're not Bayern Munich, mate.
No.
I'm just giving you my thoughts, Jimmy. I don't think they'll go to 70. Nunes strikes supposed to move. He's desperate to play for the champ. Yeah, it depends how you look at it. Plus, we don't know the full story. So before we go, he's on strike. City, like I said, City haven't told him to do this. We missed out badly with one of them, Madison, McAllister, Szoboszlai. See, McAllister, Madison, City fans were being a bit, don't really want him, including me. I wasn't keen on Madison. Now you snap your hand off for him. We fans don't work for the club. Those complaining don't know what the club is doing. Come on, folks. Let's get these likes up. Help your channel. Thank you, Super Muddy Duck. KP loan to LFC. I don't think they'll do that now. Calvin doesn't want to move, mate. Calvin wants to stay put. Calvin doesn't want to go. With buybacks and sellings, of course. I did get told it will be either McAtee or Palmer. It won't be both that go. Because I know they were chatting with Sheffield United on Sunday about Doyle and McAtee. That's the other thing. Sheffield United are sat waiting now. Camavinga 100 million, they're never going to touch. No. Nunes will be a City player, yes, but only if City pay the money. Exactly, that's the thing. It's all in value, mate, Colonel. We're at 60, we won't go above. Do you think we spend 60 on a second choice or wait for the first choice to come along at 85? That's what they're looking at, Lina. That's what we're talking about here. Do they go that extra 25 or wait till January and Paqueta's thing is over and we move? Get Nunes now. Verts. I'm not 100% sure. I think we'd like Verts. I'm not sure Verbs. I don't think KD, I'm going to talk about this on Thursday, I don't think KDB is as out of this City team as people think he is, because I think KDB will get moved further back. I think there's a reason why.
KDB won't go next summer. He'll see out the end of his contract in 2025. He wants to see the 10 years.
Back. I'm putting it into NFL terms. KDB at the moment, Edison at the moment is our quarterback launching the ball to Haaland. What's KDB good at? 40-yard crossfield balls on a sixpence. So yes, he may lose his.
So is Florian Wirtz though. If you watch, I've started watching a couple of Bayern Munich replays. I'm not talking about YouTube compilations. I started watching a couple because my broadcast of the Bundesliga expires in about 2 weeks. So I started watching him a few days ago. I said, "Man, I love his distribution, both on the ground and aerially." And that he
wants to go to Bayern.
Another case of that, yeah.
No, I meant Wolves to get a replacement. Yeah, no, it's a good point. That is a good point. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Ethan, now is Camavinga world class, sorry, like Carson for Ballon d'Or still. So Rice didn't think he could play with the big boys. Rice, if you look, you got to look at the timing of it, Jimmy. When we bidded for Rice, what was it at the time?
75 plus 15 add-ons.
No. What time was it as in time in the season? Where were all the players at?
All on holidays. Weren't they?
We're all on international duties.
Oh, okay. Because I thought all the Rice saga was happening around about the time.
No,
all of our players were heading over to Banano's wedding.
Yeah, but they were also talking. The deal had died by then. What I mean
Oh,
is,
right, okay.
Rice had been on international duty with Calvin Phillips and Jack Grealish.
Yeah, okay.
The conversation I heard went a little like this. Basically, Rice said to Jack Grealish, "Is it easy to get in your team?" And Grealish went, "Ask him," meaning Calvin.
Bloody hell.
And then that just put pay to it. Because basically it was like, yeah, you're going to have to work to get into this team.
Yep.
You're not guaranteed a place.
Spencer's marker is a good comment there.
There you go. And West Ham probably are.
Yeah.
Got to think of it this way. Do you rely on one player or sell that one diamond and bring in three pieces of coal that you can make into diamonds?
And to be honest with you, fair play, because their business has been fantastic. Because 105 for Rice, and they got Kudus, they got JWP, and they got Alvarez, Edson Alvarez, for 103 million. It's really, really good business to me. I think they've got some fantastic options there in the midfield now going forward.
I'm just to let you know, Cancelo next year. That makes me laugh. Cancelo's not coming back, mate. Give it up.
Hopefully, he goes to Saudi next year. Yeah, I hope a season at Barcelona drives him mad and he decides to go to Saudi and take the big paycheck. He's like, "What's this? I didn't sign up to the 12-month Spotify premium account and 5 liters of sangria every weekend."
I'd buy a backup striker instead. Oh yeah, by the way, the Alvarez to Madrid thing's a load of garbage. City are not going to sell him to Madrid. I don't know where that came from.
No.
Right, I've just been told. Here's a bit of breaking news for you. The City have only put one bid in for Nunes. The original.
And that was at 47 plus add-ons.
The original bid. There is no second bid.
Right.
City ain't going to pay 60 to 70 million quid.
So
you need to seriously get that really into your heads. This is why I said we're at D-Day. City are not going to pay 60, 70 million quid for him.
So we're standing firm, yeah.
Has Mendes done this deal and not us? Whoa, Ethan, get back in your butt. 100 million for Parma. Jesus Christ.
I don't see Ethan saying the same thing about Alex Robertson.
There was discussions with him.
He won't defend them Aussie players, will he? Disgusting. Okay, if that's
Just talk while I'm getting breaking news.
No, that's all right. Look, I kind of like that in a way where you basically said that the first bid is the only bid so far. Just shows that we're willing to stand firm and accept the fact that okay, we don't care that there's 4 more years left on Nunes' contract. We don't care if you want to put some sort of Premier League or Man City tax that we're all so familiar with as well too. I like the idea that we're standing firm.
I know what's happened now. Right. There is a second bid going in. It'll be officially tomorrow. Right. So when Tolman said earlier that tomorrow's D-Day, that's when it is. Our next bid goes in tomorrow.
Right.
So tomorrow will be yes or a no, and it'll be ended either way. So the second bid's not actually gone in; it'll go in tomorrow. They're just preparing papers. Right. They've asked Wolves. This is what I'm getting now. They've asked Wolves what his value is at. City now know. They will now decide what happens. So there's your breaking news here on the Mancunian way. There is no official second bid gone in to Wolves. Nope, Matomo's not. Brighton aren't selling Matomo with 2 days left.
Didn't I read somewhere that Brighton wanted Tony Bloom wanted like 150 million for Matoma?
I don't.
Some ridiculous, yeah.
Some of the shit that Brighton. I mean, I mean, I had a Wolves fan said to me today, we need to do what Brighton do. But no, you don't. Give up. Why? Because Pep doesn't want Cancelo back, Ethan. Pep and Cancelo aren't talking, mate. Ain't talking. It's because when you win a treble and you win Gornix, it's a massive drop-off, would be concerning. You can't win every season, though, is my point. A treble is something very special, Sean. It's only ever done every 23 years. This thing, don't get into this habit of we win a treble, so we have to go win a trophy every year. Yes, ideally we'd want to. Doesn't mean we will. It's not a failure. Otherwise, every season's a failure. We don't win a trophy then.
Yeah, because if you're saying then you're saying if we don't go and win back-to-back trebles, then you say it's a terrible season. It's to me, it's not a drop. It's not necessarily like for me. The target this season is the league because I want that 4P. I want the Carabao Cup because I've missed it, and the Super Cup. Obviously, we've got that, and the Club World Cup because we've never had them before. Now that is a drop off from last season, of course, but it's still continued success. That's what you need to look at it as continued success. A treble is a generational thing, and it's immortality at your club, basically.
So Fabrizio's never said the bid's gone in. He said preparing. You got to be careful, Kane, about how Fabrizio doesn't lie. He words things in a certain way. You'll hear things like the verbal bid, verbal offer. When I mean an actual bid, I mean paperwork's gone. There is this is what I mean. I've said it loads. There is a difference between a verbal bid and that's the official offer gone to the FAs. Because when you bid with a club, that bid has their teeth back in. The paperwork has to go with the FA as well. Then becomes something they call a deal sheet, which you might have heard of before. A deal sheet is like the final thing that gets done. So when you'll hear Fabrizio like, here we go, papers are being prepared. What that means is the deal's there, verbally, they've all done this and had a chinwag and had a chat. Then the paperwork goes, then it gets registered with all the FAs. That's what it means. So he's not lying. He's very clever with his words.
With Fabrizio, what he does is he basically has fine print without fine print.
Yes,
it's the way he words it. You got to really sort of decipher it and break it down, because there are levels in this there is levels and stages to how transfers are done.
I'm literally getting updates as we're going here. There are other irons and fires as well. There is no panic at City. The exact words, hearing we have other options and there will be no panic regardless of the lateness of the window. City are still working hard.
Okay, good. See what I mean? That's what I'm thinking of.
You don't get breaking like this anywhere else.
But that's the thing, mate. Is because we went so late into last season, I think it forced the club to consider a lot of their transfer business to be done later in the season, which goes against the grain of what we naturally do every summer. So it's like people are justified in panicking because it's something we haven't done in a while, and I totally get that. That's fine. But if you just take a step back, take a deep breath, drink water, not coffee, not a double shot, you'll be fine.
This is the thing. No one's ever said Fabrizio lies. Fabrizio doesn't lie. Fabrizio's just very cute with words. So that's why you hear the verbal offers and all this, because it's got to be. Like, I think I explained this a few weeks back. There's such a long process on deals. You have to put an inquiry form in. The inquiry form then goes to the club. Then you find out, are they for sale? Are they not for sale? Right. Well, if they're for sale, what price you're looking? They don't just ring up and go, what do you want? Here's a bid. Bang. It takes so much time probably on that. My only frustration with City is I'd like them to do more than one deal at once. I do think they don't like to multitask.
Yeah. Gone are the days when you saw 4 players holding up the shirt in the stands like they did with Kolarov and Silva and Yaya and Boateng.
Emails, yeah. It's not.
You just don't see them anymore. Yeah.
It's not.
Which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad in a way. Like I miss I miss seeing like the multiple signings. You know,
Sell Delap. Delap? He's on loan, mate. Oh, I've got to go to another app now.
well, here we go.
Right, if you actually look on City's Own, you all want to go, let me just get it, because just to prove that my source, my contact, my boy, my girl, whoever they are, I'm just going to show you that my person does not talk utter bullshit, and they are actually on the money. This was... How do I do a frigging thing on here?
Oh dear.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how I do a screenshot. Right. Thank you. Sorry, ladies and gents. I'll be with you in 1 sec. But just to prove our source here at the Mancunian Way does not talk BS, because they are absolutely on the money.
And we thank him for giving us this information, of course.
Right. I can't get it. Friggin'. Yeah, and we do thank them for giving us information, because they don't have to give us this information. They don't have to do all this, but they do it because we are not bullshitting little sods. Not saying other people are, but we don't do this BSing stuff. I'm trying to get it, and I can't freaking get it. Right, okay, maybe later. Let me look. Sorry, I've got that many bleeding things going on here. Why is that playing there? It's gone to my Xbox.
While they're doing that, I'm just going to put my feet up again.
Yeah, sorry about this, mate. I'm just...
No, you're right. We'll be right back when Martin's completed replacing the typewriter ribbon.
Right, thank you. I think I've got it now. I think we're there. I think we can roll with it. But just to prove that Martin is not a lying little sod. Where's it gone? Because it doesn't go to the actual folder it needs to go to. It goes to other places, which is very weird.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah, it goes to that downloads folder and then you've got to move it.
Yeah, I don't know why it does all this.
Mine's the same for making all the flyers for Sydney Blues events. So, yeah, it's just when you think, like, oh, I've got it now, and then you have to move it, and then transferring it from the computer to my phone bloody takes forever as well. Right,
anyway, if you go on City's Own, everyone, if you open your Twitter and go on City's Own, this is what it says.
Yes.
Breaking, this was 10 minutes ago. Manchester City have not yet made a second bid for Matthias Nunes. Wolves manager Gary O'Neill has confirmed.
Okay.
So there you go. Our source here at the Mancunian Way does not talk BS. They are spot on the money. So when we tell you something here at the Mancunian Way, because we're not ITKs, but we know people who are very, very generous with their information, and we trust them 1,000%. And they will never, ever, ever be known to any of you, because their job is too precious, and we respect that opinion. But yes, we told you here 15, 20 minutes ago that there is no second bid gone in. So that's why I said, be careful how you listen to Fabrizio. Exactly. Look at the wording of his tweets.
The fine print without the fine print. You've got to be careful.
So this is where tomorrow's D-Day. The bid will go tomorrow morning. So we don't actually know whether this is why I put D-Day.
Oh, and the other, I think I said this before in previous shows.
JSGC. I can't. I'm never going to tell you who it is.
Oh, and I agree with everybody in the chat. Thanks for agreeing with me about wanting that fourth Premier League title. The other reason too is I can't be asked doing a Champions League final in Wembley. I'd rather wait till 2025 and do it in Munich.
Yeah,
because as we all know, German away days are the best away days.
David Ornstein, what's he put now? What's David Ornstein stuck out?
Let's see.
My God, this is going as we're going.
Don't be surprised though, because you always seem to get a few late evening column inches and tabloids and things come through with certain
No,
stuff.
the idea really, I'm not sure because
You're referring to
Ornstein
Ornstein?
put out earlier today, Matthias Nunes has stopped training with Wolves, expect to wish to join City, rejected a €55 million, which is about the 47 million. Bid and plan to stand firm unless valuation is met. He will face disciplinary action, but he will be reintegrated back into the team if no deal is secured. So there's never any end deal to him. He's not going to be stuck way out on. He's not going to be put in the reserves, if you know what I mean. Find it ridiculous how we don't have multiple deals on the go. I just think they like to work on deals as they go and give them the respect they deserve. You're going to put that fourth EPL on hold, lads, as there is team lurking called Luton.
Mate, they haven't played a league game at Kenilworth yet. We don't know if that's going to be an absolute fortress. So
you're having us on, Martin. Yeah, I'm just coming here. We just come in here and bullshit and lie to everyone.
Yeah, yep.
Pat is very patient.
No, I'm not patient. I'm just bloody tired.
Yeah, I was hoping Pat would take over the hosting duties for a couple of minutes, but he's like spaced out tonight. No. We ain't getting him.
That Peruvian flu, mate. It can do horrible.
How did I meet the guy? I can't tell you. Can't tell you that. My God. You're like, where's he work? What does she do?
Yeah.
What do they do?
Let's just go and dox him. Yeah.
Ornstein's my ITK. No. Pat knows. Mancunian way people know. They're the only ones who will know.
Yep.
Bloody hell, humongous. I wish we could. How much is Cancelo going for? He's just going on loan. I don't know what the loan fees are never announced.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
The usual between 5 and 10 million euros, something like that.
Oh no, we're not David Ornstein, mate. Did Bellingham cause a plastic club? No, that was Berger talking, but because no players do that. But we got played. City should just sign this start. Abingdon house called Sean Foggy banged 60 goals. Tixie's having a siesta, so call it late afternoon. His dad called City a plastic club. Yeah, I think his dad might have said something. I won't say. ITK Pete the Badge. No, listen, respect the Pete the Badge. Pete, met Pete, lovely.
Hey, if you ever meet Pete the Badge, he actually wears one of our Sydney Blues badges pins. So I gave that to him a couple of years ago.
Blues. Sydney Blues. He woke up for that one, didn't he? He woke up for that one.
Yeah.
Let's
he probably saw my jet lag mug and he realised things aren't as bad as they are.
Can we not give away where people can we not give away where people go to school and where they live? Let's be nice, because we don't know what goes on the channel. Let's be nice to each other. It's Cheeser. Nope, not Cheeser. Can I join the Mancunian way? Thank you so much for the offer, but we are currently full. I don't think Father Bellingham said that. Listen, we'll never know. Alec Johnson, thank you so much for joining us on your holidays. Hope you're having a lovely time. Where are you at? The Safari? Yeah, it's currently on the Safari. Anyone who's been to Tenerife knows what the Safari is. Can't wait until the UCL drop. Yeah, by the way, I will let you know now. The 12-hour stream that was planned for Friday is no longer happening. Oh. I went to the hospital this morning with my mother. She has to go for a small procedure on Friday. It's going to be 3 to 4 hours long, so I can't guarantee it. I'm not saying we won't do anything Friday, but there'll be it might be an hour. I just can't do it. Family comes first. I do apologise. It was an emergency thing that came up this morning. So, yeah. My apologies, but Thursday is going to be jam-packed. I promise you now. It's why we're doing it tonight. We're doing tonight as an apology for Friday. But on Thursday, we're going to be doing the Champions League draw live. Then at 9 o'clock, sorry, then at 8 o'clock, I'm a guest on a podcast, which will come out later that day. If anyone knows who Sheik or Nico are on Twitter, I'm going on their podcast, I think, on Thursday at 8 o'clock. And then at 9:30, we will be recording our Fulham preview, and then we'll be back live at 10 p.m. on Thursday with our Thursday night chat show. Now, one thing I want to let everyone know, I put a community post out earlier today giving some ideas, because we always have 3 topics. Transfers are obviously going to be one. And then obviously everything else. But I wanted the Mancunian Way community to give some ideas on what they wanted. So I threw some ideas out. And what came back as the most popular choice was, you want to talk about the Etihad and the extension plans and what that means. So we can 100% have a discussion on that as well. That will be added to Thursday night chat. And obviously, Pat, Rich, Ozzy will throw ideas out as well. But there will be 100% going to do transfers. We'll do the extension, and then Pat, Ozzy, and Rich can decide on the next one. So, yeah, there'll be 3 topics on Thursday, and the Fulham preview will be out Friday morning. So, yeah, busy time Thursday. Give us a clue. They have got blood in their body. They're breathing. What about Thursday? Yes, we've got loads Thursday, mate. Loads. No need to apologise. Thank you. Best wishes to your mum. Yeah. No, I just... this is why I don't like always promising stuff, because my life is... yeah, as a full-time carer at the moment, it's hard. I hope Alec is having a lovely holiday, mate. A podcast on YouTube. No podcast that will go out on. I don't know. It's not our podcast. I'm the guest, mate. That's all. All good, Muddy Duck. Are you at the Safari? Where you at? Are you at the Safari? He might not even be in Las Americas. He might be posturing it in Los Cristianos. Your mama goes, yeah, thank you very much. I ain't no boss. You lot are the bosses. Will there be a band at City this weekend? No, City Square's closed now for good, Ethan. City Square is no more. It's been changed. But we'll talk about that on Thursday, because I think there's a lot of questions about the extension. I think there's a lot of questions about relocation for next season, how it's going to be moved. People may want to talk about how the rumoured second form of a tunnel club is going in. Yeah. Yes, they are. It's just difficult. Like I said, my mother's looking like she's got dementia now as well. So there's all sorts going on. I've even put it on my mum's got another scan Sunday morning at 8:30 for a dementia confirmation. So yeah, I've even got Sunday morning scans at 8:30. It's like, honestly, yes, Pat, I'm still awake at 5 in the morning.
Yep.
I'm texting this at 5 in the morning.
I get messages from him as if he lives down the road here in Sydney, and I'm like, "Oh, you on your lunch break at work?" And I'm like, "No, mate, it's 4 in the morning. I'm still, like that's what it is. It's like you're messaging me as if you're on the same time zone as me."
I don't have a time zone.
Yeah.
I don't have a time zone. Trouble is, when you're a carer with dementia and Alzheimer's, you don't have a time zone. Time zones are whatever they say. I like one-on-one 2-man podcast. I think there's 4. I'm only the guest. I think it's called, I'll get the full name and I'll bring it out to you Thursday day. No, what is? So no more power hand music. I'm not sure if they moved. They've done all sorts. They've even extended so Mary D's, Ethan. I'm going to Mary D's for the Fulham game. So if anyone's in Mary D's, come and say hello.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of
I can't wait to get back there in November. So yeah.
Oh God! So it's the useless bus welcome again. Yes, that's what you're getting at the moment. That's now your pre-match entertainment, Ethan. What that bus whatever goes on at that bus welcoming now. It's why they made the bus welcoming earlier. You got to remember that building work's going to be going on for 18 months, 2 years. You got to remember they're building a hotel, they're building a fan park, they're building a walkway. By the way, this is all of this. But when Pat's over here and we get Ozzy and Pat and Rich, I'm going to take them all on that skywalk and I'm going to film it. 'Cause it's going to be hilarious. Just clean my camera. Thank you very much, Jimmy. I haven't told them that, but I just want to see Pat and Rich on that skywalk.
I'll be right. I'm not afraid of heights, mate, but I think you'll probably have a bit of a laugh. You'll probably have a bit of a laugh at me with all those bloody cables and support things, you know. Like, you ever seen a walrus flossing?
Tell you what, we are going to do at some point, and I'm going to do it on the channel at some point. When it depends who we can get over, whether it's Ozzy or whoever. We're going to try and do a tour vlog. We've got loads of ideas coming up, but it's whether we're allowed to film on it. I don't know. City get really weird. Any more news? I'm not no ITK.
In the kitchen.
Any more news? McAtee. Right, what I did get told is they are currently still talking. What they've been doing today a lot of is talking to Palmer and McAtee.
Right.
This is what I mean. I think there's so much to sort out in 3 days. Everyone's going, any more news, because you've got Calvin Phillips if he goes anywhere, Cole Palmer if he goes anywhere, James McAtee if he goes anywhere. It's like, whoa. Plus, they're going to try and say, when you over, Pat?
I will be over late November. Should be just in time for the Liverpool game.
I'm here for
about 2.5 weeks.
I'm going to end the poll, and I'll tell you what the poll result is. The poll result, and where's it gone? Right, your poll result was, I said, will City sign Nunes? There was 101 votes. 67% have said yes, he will sign. 32% have said no, he won't. So there you go. Nunes better than Rice, we'll say. I know how you feel, your mum best luck. No, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Sean. I don't talk about it a lot because, you know, it's not normal to have both your parents with dementia. I'm not going to lie. It's not. I got told that by someone. But it is what it is. I'm doing that and trying to convince my own, plus I'm in third. Doku's been very creative player in the absence, Cade. Has to be a very creative player. I don't think you'll see Doku as often as everyone thinks you're going to see him. I think Doku's going to be developed. No, I wasn't talking to Palmer. City have been talking to Palmer today. Like I said, I don't work at the club, mate. 2 levels or 3 in the new stand. We'll get into that on Thursday. I'm going to do some asking around. How often do you manage to get over Pat? Some commitment that makes me feel bad for thinking I can't be arsed going to some games because it's raining. I'm only 15 minutes from the stadium. Lazy sod.
To answer your question, Berger, were you born in 1985 as well, mate? Is that your username number? No, look, I'll probably use my stats based more on what I was doing pre-COVID, because these days after COVID, you know, international air travel still isn't really back to the same as you know, what it was before COVID. So for me, with a lot of my travel, when you work for an airline, pretty much most of your travel is standby travel. The only reason you could travel is based on availability and based on seating. Now, a lot of the time, if I can get time off, it may be during a peak time of the year. It could be school holidays here in Australia, which means every man and his dog's trying to travel somewhere. It could be European summer. It could be Christmas time. So for me, before COVID, I was probably coming over here about 3 or 4 times a year. or 3 or 4 times a season, and that would be from minimum, 10 days to 2 weeks, sometimes as long as 3 or 4 weeks. Because again, my work has a lot of flexibility. We're able to make time to go away and do things. So for me, a lot of the time it would be based on fixtures. Like if I was going to come over and watch City play, I'd try and come over in November, December. It's almost like a traditional thing for me now. One, because it's my birthday. My birthday is December 2, which funnily enough, by the way, is actually the day we play Spurs at home. So if anybody's at that Spurs game, I'll hit you up prior to that. And also, too, at that time of year, you got matches every 3 days, whether it's Champions League or Carabao Cup or, just Premier League congestion leading into Christmas. So November, December is always a guarantee I'll be there. And then anything besides that, it all just depend on timing, availability of flights, and the amount of time I can get off work as well, too. So I'm slowly but surely trying to get back to, coming over 3 or 4 times a year or a season. So, anytime I know something's coming up, I'll keep everybody in the loop, including you guys here on the chat. So, yeah, look, I am looking forward to actually putting some faces to the chat. So I'm looking forward to meeting.
By the way,
back
I've
over
got
again.
some more news.
Oh, Colonel, I've been on non-league actually. One of the best days out I've ever had was I went with the Radcliffe Borough group away to Droylsden, and it was one of the most fun days out I've ever had. It's absolutely
right. The latest news I got, sorry to jump in, was
You're right.
do you remember? Because did you listen to that podcast I sent you?
Oh,
With
is that the
No,
one
we
that
didn't.
is no, but that's the one that's replaced the Why Always Us? Yeah.
Let me
yeah,
talk.
Yeah.
David Nunes and
All right,
Sam
I'll let
Lee.
you talk. I'll let you talk. Calm down.
Sam Lee says
Bloody hell.
the way City have done this market is very weird because we've got very versatile players. So you'll notice they've gone from a cam to a CDM to a CM to a right wing to wherever. And what they'll do is whoever depends on availability and who they can buy, they can move players around. So for example, Bernardo can play right wing, cam, CM, CDM, KDB, CDM, whatever, cam. And it can all go like that. Alvarez has a number of positions. So when you buy someone, you can move things around. Did anyone see Rodri's comments after Sheffield United, by the way? About him and Cover.
No, I didn't see those ones.
Where Rodri can possibly go further forward and Cover becomes the 6.
I did see that because Rodri was spending a lot of time I mean, Sheffield United kind of allowed him to do that, but yeah, Rodri was playing a lot further forward, especially in possession. In possession, he was.
They are also looking at the possibility of Rodri going further forward, somebody else going to CDM, and them going buying a CM straight centre mid. This is why they're not panicking. This is why there's no panic, because they've got versatile players that can change on a dime of who's available and who they can get, because they can move players around like jigsaw pieces.
And this is the reason why other fans of other clubs think that we have a massive squad. It's because we're able to move the pieces around so regularly. We always feel like
Rodri's comments about Cover allowing him to go further up the pitch. There is, don't rule out that possibility either of Rodri going pushing further, doing a Gundogan role, Cover becoming the CDM, and us buying a CM.
Yeah.
Got to remember, I said something weeks ago, there has never been as long a list of players as what we've had this summer, if you remember. What he said, Alec, was about how Cover is allowing him to go further forward. Cover covers him, and he goes further forward as the 8.
Because Cover's so good at keeping the ball.
Don't rule out we could buy a CDM, a CM, or a CAM. We can buy anybody. You've got Nunes. The reason why Nunes is liked is because because Nunes can play CAM, CDM, CM.
Do you know what it is? We don't have utility players. We have a utility midfield.
We have a utility squad.
Yeah. Well, in a way, I mean, there are some players that are still a one-trick pony. So,
yeah, I mean,
and they're fantastic. They're fantastic at their job. But yeah, I mean, the midfield has to be a utility midfield. They have to be versatile. They have to move around.
Pep has a small squad. You just said it, David. Matt. Pep has a small squad, but it doesn't because the reason why it looks bigger is because they're all versatile. So when look at Jack Grealish, everyone looks at Jack Grealish as just a straight left winger. They all look at Doku as a straight right winger. Don't be surprised to see Doku going somewhere else and being used differently. We've got to come out of this thing of when we look at Pep and this player who can only do that one job. Rodri's big, like I think Rich said it the other day. Rodri's becoming clutch Rodri at the moment.
What's a prime example of what's probably the most prime example of how Pep has developed a player into something that we never, probably all of European football never imagined it would be. Philip Lahm. He took an absolute world-class left back and turned him into, sorry? Or Lewis, yeah. No, but if I'm going back to the history of what Pep's done with players, he's turned them from something that's already quality that they've grown up doing into something world-class that they never expected them to do. And that's why Pep is the best manager ever. What he did with Philip Lahm, he turned him into a bloody, he was a quality German left back who would have spent his whole club and international career playing in that position. Pep came in and turned him into an absolutely ridiculous number 6. And if he can do it, and if he can do it to such an established player like Philip Lahm, he can do it to anyone.
Where was John Stones, by the way, the end of last season? He was further ahead than Haaland in some games.
God's sake, yeah. Remember when we played West Ham at home? Who was our best attacking option? John Stones. Especially that first half, yeah.
Michael Judge. This is what Cruyff was doing in 74 total football. Exactly. We've got to come out of this mindset of Sane, Sterling, wingers, go. It's not us. That's us. 1974, Johan Cruyff. That is what we are now.
Martin, you see it happen in other sports too, because like I've mentioned on this show. I've mentioned on this show before about other sports, and like I follow baseball quite a lot too. And one thing a lot of baseballers are doing now in this modern day and age is they go through the college system, as a batter and an outfielder, like a left fielder or something like that. But they realize the more they go into professional baseball and going through the minors, that they can't just be a one-trick pony and play in one particular position. You need to learn to become maybe a utility infielder, learn to play all 3 outfield positions, that too, because they realize your stocks go higher. More teams are going to be interested in you if you can show that you're not just a one-trick pony and play in one position. And I think that's exactly what City want as well too. They want players that can be versatile, can be utilized in other positions than what they've just grown up doing. And if they can't, then Pep will analyze the player and see if he can actually mold them into what he wants them to be.
I've got another quote. So Pep really likes Nunes. He can carry the ball, but also knows when to stay back. And those were Pep's words to the board. If
you're talking about Rodri going forward, which sounds like I love the idea.
Oh, that's what Nunes, by the way, said that. That's what he likes about Nunes. He can carry the ball and knows when to stay back.
But that's the thing. It's like I think we feel so confident about Kovacic because we saw what a versatile and reliable player he is at Chelsea. That now that he's coming to the City squad, and I think Pep has given him a lot more freedom in the midfield than what he ever had in Chelsea, whichever manager it was. When John Stones, fit and healthy, John Stones comes back. If it's Kovacic and John Stones linking up in that 6 and inverted 6 role, I'm just as confident and comfortable with that as I would be if Stones was alongside Rodri. So let him cook, let it happen. I think it's great. I think as fans, going forward, I really do.
As fans, we get too tunnel visioned into he can only play CDM, he can only play CM, he can do that. And under Pep Guardiola, you need to think outside the box. This is what I was saying about Alvarez, and people laugh at me about where he can play. No, stop looking at Alvarez as just the second number 9. You got to look at it. By the way, when Pat goes off, he's blowing his nose. So don't ever think he's just disappearing. He's got a cold, bless him. Ended 2-2. Yeah, we won on penalties, mate. Anyway, top of the league. Right. I think we're going to end it there. But listen, get this stream out there. Listen, I'm telling you now, and this is not me blowing smoke up our own asses. We get breaking news live while we're going. Not all the time, but sometimes. So this is not slagging out the channel. This is not BS. We told you on July 20th that Bernardo Silva had signed a new contract. This is what I just don't do it on Twitter because when you put it on the Twitter sphere, it gets messy and stupid. And I don't listen. Tolmy's brilliant. Fab is brilliant. Everyone is brilliant at what they do. I'm not claiming to be Tolmy. I'm not an ITK. I'm no ITK. We're just fortunate that we know somebody who has good links. And everything they've told us is spot on. So we trust them. But we also will protect them. We will protect them as though they are part of this channel. Because it's been respectable. And also, they're a nice person as well. They're an absolute top person. Can be a bit of a dick sometimes. You know, we don't just chat to them about sitting news. We chat to them just as people as well. Because we look at people, you know, as no thing. We've got, you know, this is your channel. We're doing this for you. And this is why we don't come on doing panic streams or blowing up, or we don't do the clickbait. Big up to people who do that. Everyone's got the niche. This is what I love about this YouTube City community. Every channel has a niche that they like. People do different stuff for different clientele. People do different stuff for different age groups. People do different stuff, and it's brilliant. Manchester City channels are amazing, and you're all blessed to have them. And that's why we share everything. You know, we have Big Steve. We have what we go on theirs, they come on ours. It's what we do. We look after each other. Ignore that idiot. I don't know what's up with him. He's turned into Arsenal. Anyway, Pat, thank you for joining us, mate, for getting up out of bed.
No, thanks, man. Looking forward to going back to bed.
Oh, it makes me laugh. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, listen, just when you read Fab stuff, read the wording of it. He's not a liar. He's actually spot on. But read the wording. Verbal offer. Paperwork being exchanged. It just means they're all going through the development process. There you go. Great vlog as usual, Martin and Pat. Top of the league. Yeah, top of the league, by the way. Thanks for another great stream. See you all Thursday, if not before, for the UCL draw. Take care, all Blues. It won't be before, mate. I'm busy tomorrow. Proper City badge there with the FC on it. Part, yeah, proper old school.
Yep.
Ardo Zinchenko's low self-esteem doesn't want to compliment our players that he played with. Crybaby. Keep KP. Cheers, guys. ITK Martin. Martin's no ITK.
In the kitchen.
I'm the see you next Tuesday. Pat brings some baddies. 94 likes. Come on, smash those likes. Let's get over 100 likes for your channel. Zinni has left Arsenal delusion because personality. Great show, guys. Great post too. Ozzy Zinni will never have his Champions League trophy. Great show. Thanks. Martin keeps saying he's not an ITK. He's only Julie. I think Elliot's only having a laugh. All the best, boys. If KP stays, I'm getting his shirt. Jesus. Champions League. Told you I'm watching Tenerife, mate. You had a superstar, but don't, honestly, enjoy your holiday, Alec. Don't do what I do and get in trouble off the missus. There won't be any streams next year because I'll be in the USA next year. Going to Disney World. All right, calm down. So while Pat's wherever he is in pre-season, I'll be in Magic Kingdom or.
Hey, pre-season will probably be back in the States, mate. So don't tell the missus about that.
Don't think
we're not going to bloody get it. We've been trying for years. We haven't had one since 2015, and we've been.
Don't think it'll be in Orlando, mate. Not going to be in Orlando.
I don't know. They seem to be going for the southern states.
Maybe I will. Yeah, I'm doing a week in Florida and a week in Naples. In America, not Naples in Spain.
Yeah, Naples, Florida. Yeah.
Naples in Florida. Down in the Everglades. Throw the missus in with the alligators. Best way. She might throw me in. I don't know. But yeah. Might do some streams from Greece. I'm going to Greece as well. Yeah. Anyway, have a lovely evening. Thank you all.
What's it with you going on holiday to destinations months after we won a trophy there? Bloody Turkey 2 months after the Champions League, and now you're going to Greece a few months after we won the Super Cup.
Because you
what
won't.
Next? You're gonna go, what next? You're going to go to Saudi Arabia in 12 months' time?
I'm not allowed.
What's going on? What's going on?
I'm not allowed.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not allowed.
I don't know.
I'm like, should we go? Yeah, I'm coming. You're coming to the US. I've been to the US many times, DC. I'm going to going to Florida. I'm taking my youngest to Disney World for the first time ever.
Did you get one of those good did you get one of those good package deals with like Virgin and that? Because I know they do good ones. Because I know they fly from Manchester to Orlando.
No, I'm with Virgin.
That's what I said, Virgin.
Yeah, I'm with Virgin.
Yeah.
I was going to look at Aer Lingus, but I fancied. I like Virgin. I know others don't. Disney World is overrated and Florida's a dumpster. I love it. I've been 28 times. This will be my 29th.
Yeah, it depends where you go.
Any more news? No, I have got some info, but I'll share that on Thursday because I want to get going. Big up, Martin. Why not Jet 2? Because Jet 2 don't fly to America. But I have to take the missus away for her little jaunt as well. So we're going to Santorini in May next year. Santorini, and because that was the only way I got Florida, is that I went to Turkey.
Wait, in May? Don't tell me you're going to be doing another trip where you're airborne while we're in a cup final.
No, week after. I've already timed
it.
Timed it. I've been to California, DC, went to San Francisco, and went to LA. Didn't like LA.
It's hard to like LA. It's hard to like LA.
LA's, by the way, when you look, I'm sorry, DC, if you're from LA, LA's not what it looks like on the TV. Put it that way. When you get in the hills of Beverly Hills, yes. But Chinatown and all that, yeah, it's not quite as it looks in the brochure.
Yep. Traffic on the I-10 or I-15, I think it is. Like, no.
Put it that way. It's not what it looks like on the brochure. My opinion, anyway. I enjoyed Alcatraz though in San Francisco. Lovely city that. Went in Alcatraz. Went in one of them tours. I try. Come to California, just done that one. Why not British Airways? They're very expensive, Cade. Very expensive, BA. Flamingo Land, where is that? North York.
Is where it's at.
Yeah, I know they've got Flamingo Land now in Florida. They've got Legoland in Florida now. It's happened. Yeah, it's not great. CX tweet. What's CX tweeted? Oh, people don't want us to go. What City Extra tweeted? He said anything? Let's have a look. Man City are willing to walk away from the deal. Matthieuss, Nunes. Wolves want over 60 million, so do not want to pay above 55. What I said about... Hey, Cade! Didn't we say that an hour ago? I'm sure we said an hour ago they weren't going to.
Yeah.
People not believe us. Why do they not believe us but believe City Extra? Like, we said this an hour ago. Oh, I don't believe it. Cade, I love you, mate. But
Geordie from City Extra is a very, very good mate of mine, and even he knows that I don't get any information from him.
Yeah, we know Jordan, and we know we know
Yeah.
LB as well. Who's sadly not there anymore. But yes, I know Hugh. We know. Listen, we all know each other, but we told you an hour ago they weren't going to pay that kind of money. But because City Extra tweeted it, you believe them, and we're bullshitting. No, listen, George, City Extra, Tom, Freddie. Freddie's top guy as well, and I'm hoping to get back on that at some point. I'm closer to there. Maybe we can get drinks by all means.
Can I just say something too? I think someone just mentioned something about Portugal. It's like congratulations on what is it, Braga qualifying for the Champions League as well too. I hope not just for my sake, but the sake of all traveling City fans. I hope we get Braga in the Champions League because from what I've heard, that ground. Have you seen that ground? Have you seen Braga's home ground? They're built into the side of a cliff face. It's amazing, and from what I've heard too, they said Braga's meant to be a really good destination to go to as well. Have a look at their ground and see it. It's built into the side of a cliff face. It's ridiculous. It looks amazing.
Need a paddle that may went to leave and drag me to the Albert. There you go. But my missus doesn't do football stadiums. She won't even do bloody City Stadium tour. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. We will be back Thursday. You are all superstars. Please smash that thumbs up on the way out. If you are new, hit that subscribe. Don't forget, Thursday or Friday, we will do the giveaway for the end of the month. So make sure to be in with a shout of winning a prize. Won't be a signed frame or anything, but it'll be something decent. Cup of your choice with your thing with a coaster and a keyring as well. We'll do you a set or a scarf or a football, whatever you want. Footballs are harder to get posted out to you. You must become a member, and you become a member at 99p. But that's your choice. We will never ask you or demand it. It is your choice. But anyway, we'll see you on Thursday with any news, updates. Thursday, just make sure your notifications are on because we are going to be just going pound, 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 pound on Thursday. We're going to have 3 shows just on Thursday, all in the space of 5 hours. Anyway, take care. Have a great evening, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Bye, Blues.
There you are.